Ryan Newman won 8 poles last season, 1 race. Talented young driver from South Bend, Indiana, leading the race, the Daytona 500.
How about Kurt Busch in that new ride?
His first race really, since Texas last November. Missed the last 2 races of the year when he was suspended by Roush Racing.
The 32 car may have gotten the wall off of turn 2. I see some smoke coming from that car.
It's Jeff Gordon in the 24 on the bumper of Casey Kane in the 9.
Casey Kane last time by was running the 7th position. Yeah, we see the 32 car now is smoking.
Oh, he's gonna wreck it now.
And he did. And now he's gonna put some debris down. He's gonna try and get to pit road.
All right, now how many caution flags do you have to run in order not to come down pit lane?
Oh, wow. I think they'll all come down and change 4 tires.
I think so.
Yeah. What, 2 tires?
I think
some of them will probably change 2.
I'm taking 4. 25 to go.
Well, I would love to have 4, but like Mark Martin back there for position, he might take 2.
Yeah. Very, very hard to get through the field when they're 3 wide.
Now here's a contradiction of terms. Matt Kenseth is the lucky dog.
I don't think he'll agree with you on that.
No, he won't. First car off the lead lap. That will put Matt back on the lead lap.
Although
it's better for me not to see.
I don't know how his car's handling, but there's nothing that when you're in a situation as a driver and all of a sudden you're back in it with 25 laps to go.
Well, there's some smoke coming from that car, but it's not from the equipment.
Yeah. Overheating.
Yes.
From the cockpit.
Was run into by Tony Stewart earlier in the race, and then was penalized by NASCAR for not responding to the request to behave politely. Matt Kenseth drives a 17 car. There he is, run into the grass by Stewart. Now here's the big part, across the track, and nobody got him.
How'd you like to have that look out of the windshield?
That's when he was the lucky dog.
Now this is what he was penalized for, going down and making a swipe at the 20 cars that came off pit road.
They gave him the black and white flag. They didn't score him for 1 lap. Now the pit road is open. Cars to pit road. Marty.
Bill, Jamie McMurray's running 4th. They have borrowed the front tire changer from Carl Edwards' team, and he overshoots his pit. He's over the line. He'll have to push it back. He will lose some track position. 4 tires, no changes. Dave?
Kurt Busch came into the pits thinking he might want a little air pressure adjustment in the right rear, just a little bit more in to help the car turn a little bit more, they decided. Alan.
A brief debate about 2 or 4 tires on Jimmy Johnson's team radio. They'll go with 4 and an air pressure adjustment for the 48, Matt.
Middle of your screen, Ryan Newman doesn't want any changes to the 12 car, says it's a little free on entry, but he contact with the 21 of Kenny Schrader trying to make his way into his pit stall. Schrader is pulled in parallel. The 8 car is now down and away. They made another track bar adjustment on the 8 of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Wow, you could see it coming.
No, didn't touch him at all.
Did I hear Ryan say he didn't touch him at all?
Take a look.
Let's see. 21 cars coming into the pits.
No, he didn't.
He did not touch him.
All that smoke was from Schrader, and actually Schrader did a great job keeping it off of the 12 car. He did everything he could not to hit Ryan Newman right there.
If Ryan Newman wins this race, he needs to go straight to Kenny Schrader and say thank you, Kenny.
You bet.
Here's the 12 leaving its stall. When the car drops, you go. Heads up there by driver and spotter. Whoever spots for him leaving the pits. A lot of times it's the crew chief, sometimes it's the spotter. Under caution in the Daytona 500, the great American race, and just 23 laps to go. NASCAR NEXTEL Cup season open today with Bon Jovi rocking the Speedway. 200,000 people here. Then the green flag. Jeff Burton on the pole and a couple of medal-winning Olympians waving the green flag. Then things started to get interesting.
Art Truex Jr., the 1 car, gets pushed up in the wall by the 25 of Brian Vickers.
Lap 33. Contact between Greg Biffle and Jeremy Mayfield.
And we'll see that again. Gordon pushes up the racetrack, pinches Stewart into the wall. Both of them damaged on the right side of their cars.
But both continue.
After Stewart had made a nice save and had actually taken the lead. Then Jeff Green set contact from Dale Jarrett, gave him this wild ride. J.J. Yaley, Joe Nemechek, Kyle Petty, and Carl Edwards in the 99 car with the wild ride. Kyle with the up-close view. Lap 107. Tony Stewart runs into Matt Kenseth. Kenseth into the grass, up the track, across traffic. And some outstanding driving there prevented a lot of damage. Matt didn't like it. Stewart was penalized for over-aggressive driving, and then Kenseth was penalized for that reaction.
Here we see Robbie Gordon, the 7 car, go up and making contact with the outside retaining wall.
That's just some of the fun we've had today. Here's our Napa Field summary. The 48th annual running of the Daytona 500. 18 different leaders. That's the track record. 13 lead changes. 29 caution laps. Hermie Sadler and Carl Edwards are the 2 cars out of the race. There are 36 cars scored on the lead lap. The spotters making deals. Dave Burns.
And the crew chiefs are making very, very important decisions, Bill. Lance McGrew's decision was no fresh tires on Brian Vickers, number 25. Why?
Just because when we get back in traffic, the car's just too tight. And I know even if we got 2 tires, it would be too tight in traffic. Track position's worth everything here. It's getting late in this race. We want to win this thing. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But you got to know that there's good fixing to be some pileups behind us, and hopefully we'll just stay out front of it.
Your tire wear must have been good enough today that you felt confident in the rubber.
I mean, the car is just it's been flawless. It's just the first half of the race, nobody would work with us. Brian radioed in and said, "Would you take this sticker off the back? Says don't run with me." We peeled her off about the 4th pit stop, and we've been really good ever since.
All right, somebody go with Brian Vickers. Just don't pass him, Bill.
Thank you, Dave. We saw Jamie McMurray overshoot his pit stall, had to be pushed back. 14th on the restart.
That little mistake, BP, cost him a lot of positions, 10 or 11 positions, just sliding over that line.